All right, so finding a comfortable seat with a blanket or pillow underneath your hips. We'll begin rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, extending your spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking back down into the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness back to the breath, allowing each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and contracting. With your next inhale, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, contracting and relaxing. And with your next inhale, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. With your next inhale, envision drawing up energy from the earth through the tailbone, up the spine to the crown of the head. And with the exhale, releasing anything no longer needed down the spine, through the tailbone, sitting bones, and legs into the earth. Take a few more breaths, drawing up whatever you need. Releasing whatever is no longer needed. And with your next exhale, landing your awareness at the heart center, resting in your heart, holding your own spirit there. Returning to the natural breath. And bringing our awareness to the right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together. Bringing those fingertips to the heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward the heart. Looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner smile, inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. Breathing it out into the space around you, gently wrapping around you like a loving blanket. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down, gently open your eyes, And if you'd like to change positions or switch your legs, go ahead and do that. Just notice I didn't get all the lights on, so I'm gonna turn a little. They're all on dim and one is off. So let's see if this brightens it up a little. There we go. That's better. Now I'll figure out which way I was sitting. And with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, press our shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. We'll bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Tuck the shoulders back and down, lifting the heart. Strengthening the muscles around the scapula, helping to hold it in place. Finding that alignment. Now pressing our elbows back toward each other. Lift the heart. Gently squeeze the center of the shoulder blades toward each other. Wringing out any tension. Opening the arms wide, turning the palms up. Draw the lower corners of the shoulder blades down toward each other. Lift the heart a little more. Shoulders down away from the ears. As it feels okay, you can press through the palms, flexing the wrists, stretching the forearms. And then let's bring the arms in front. We'll cross the right over the left. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back. Left hand around the right wrist or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe into the upper back. Allow the jaw to soften. And draw the chin gently toward the throat, lengthening the back of the neck. As it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows, sending that stretch through the shoulders. And with your next inhale, if it feels okay, gently arching. And as you exhale, round. Careful of the low back. And with your next inhale, back to center. We'll unwrap the arms, open wide, pressing through the palms. And then coming forward, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, left or right hand around the left wrist or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Squeezing the arms together, breathing into the upper back. Jaw is relaxed, chin drawn gently toward the throat. And if it feels okay, beginning to lower and lift the elbows. And with your next inhale, gently arching. And as you exhale, round. And then inhale back to the center. We'll unwrap the arms, extending them out to the sides, tucking the shoulder blades. Let's rotate the palms up. Keeping the shoulder blades tucked, we'll rotate the shoulders forward. following the breath. Just working on that internal rotation. And then we'll bring the, just make some circles with the wrists. Sorry, just gonna jump ahead. And reverse the circles. And then bringing our hands to the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms out in front, roll the shoulders forward, round the spine, drop the chin. With your next inhale, lift the palms up over the head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, drop the chin, leave the palms up. Soften the elbows and roll the shoulder blades back toward each other, ringing up the ringing the trapezoid or trapezius muscles out, squeezing the upper corners of the shoulder blades together. Soften the jaw and release the back of the neck a little more if it feels okay. And again, if it feels okay for your shoulders, you can press the palms a little higher. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Take a breath in and out. Let's bring our left knee to meet the right. Sitting on the right hip. I want to get this turned silent mode on. I thought it was, and it wasn't. And we'll inhale our hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. And as you exhale, bring the left elbow toward the ankle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hold and breathe, dropping the right hip toward the mat, reaching the right elbow up toward the sky. Chin gently lifts away from the chest as the head presses back into the hands. And with your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Exhale, float the hands down, placing the left hand on the right knee. Right hand comes behind the right hip. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, gently twisting. Head comes around last. Lifting the heart with each inhale. Twisting through the ribs with each exhale. If it feels okay with your next inhale, turn your chin over your left shoulder. Exhale back to the right. And inhale back to the center. And we'll switch our legs. Always feels strange when I sit on the other side. Again, having the knees together or wider apart or having some other supports to help you feel more balanced. Whatever feels best for your body today. And with your next inhale, bring the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. And as you exhale, bring the right elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. And exhale, reach. Hold and breathe, dropping the left hip toward the mat, reaching the left elbow up toward the sky. Chin is away from the chest, head gently pressing back into the hands. And with your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, we'll float the hands down. Excuse me. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, gently twisting toward the left. Head comes around last. Lifting the heart with each inhale, twisting gently with each exhale. With your next inhale, if it feels okay, bring the chin over the right shoulder. And as you exhale, back to the left. And then inhale the whole torso back to the center. And let the breath go. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. Whew, back of my legs are tight today. All right, let's start with, let's bend the right knee, bringing it in toward the chest, and then extending it out. Warm up those knees a little more. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale out. Inhale and exhale. Lower that leg down. Inhale the left knee in. Exhale, extend. Inhale in. Exhale, extend. And one more time. Let's spread our toes wide. We'll wiggle those and then squeeze the toes and spread them wide and squeeze and spread them wide one more time. All right, then let's move into staff pose, engaging the quadriceps, drawing the kneecaps up, lifting the heels gently off the floor as we flex the feet, if that feels okay. Lengthening through the spine, shoulders back and down, belly strong. Reach through the heels. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And if you'd like, the hands can be on the legs, floor, or even slightly back just to help those shoulders come back and down. And we'll soften the legs. With your next inhale, lift the arms up over the head. And as you exhale, fold forward. Hands floating down to the legs, floor, or feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine, softening the knees. Exhale, release. Follow your breath, lengthening and softening. Finding your edge, softening around it with the exhale. Noticing the back of the legs, the low back, perhaps even around the hips. Noticing what you can surrender and let go of in this moment. And with your next inhaling breath, lift up tall. We'll bring the hands behind the hips. Legs can stay together or bending the knees with the feet hip width apart as we move into reverse table or inclined plane. We'll roll those shoulder blades back toward each other, elbows bent. With your next inhale, lift the hips high. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, lift. This time hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Elbows stay slightly bent. Head is extended out from the spine or chin toward the chest, just not dropping the head on the shoulders. And with your next exhale, lower down. We'll shake out those wrists. And coming to the center of the mat, let's round the spine and gently roll down. Extending the legs out, tucking the shoulders. Gently scan up the body, noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. And remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Soften around the hip. Keeping the left hand on the knee, allow the right arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down or bending at the elbow. As you exhale, twist across the body. Right hip comes off of the mat, foot comes across toward the floor. Vision toward the right arm as much as feels okay for your neck. With your next inhale, come back to the center, extending your leg up toward the sky. Take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. As you exhale, toes reach toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, reaching through the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Now begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching your foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel. Let's drop the sitting bones down toward the mat, arching the low back gently. And now tucking the pelvis, drawing the belly muscles down toward the back and drawing the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. Could use a strap here if that feels good as well around the arch of the foot. Reaching through the heel, belly muscles are strong. Can stay here, or if it feels okay with your next exhaling breath, lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. This time hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Reaching through the heel. Belly muscle is strong, neck is nice and long. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, flex the left foot and gently lift the leg off of the floor a couple of inches. And you can stay here or release the arms as well. Gently lowering the left leg with your inhale, lower the head and chest. And as you exhale, slowly lower the right leg. Once you reach the floor, take a deep breath in and out. Tuck the shoulders back and down. We'll gently bend the left leg, drawing the knee in toward the chest. Neck is nice and long, softening around the hip. Keeping the right hand on the knee, allow the left arm to fall out to the side, palm facing down. And as you exhale, gently twist over the right side of the body. Left hip comes off of the mat, foot comes across toward the floor. Vision toward the left arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around your hip, easing the spine into the twist. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. Extending the leg up toward the sky, take hold behind the hamstrings, calf, or ankle. As you exhale, toes reach toward the ceiling. Inhale, flexing, pressing through the heel. Follow your breath, releasing the front and the back of the leg. Then begin to make slow, gentle circles with your ankle, stretching your foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Reaching through the heel, gently arch the low back, dropping the sitting bones toward the mat. And then tuck the pelvis, drawing the belly muscles down toward the back. Draw the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. Feeling free to use a strap here if that feels better. Stay here, or with your next exhaling breath, lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Neck is nice and long, belly is strong, reaching through the heel. If it feels okay, you could flex the right foot, gently lift it off the floor. And if it feels okay, you could release the hands, bringing them alongside the leg. Gently lowering the right leg. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, slowly lower the left leg. Take a deep breath in and out, dropping the shoulders back to the mat. Let's bend the knees, placing the feet about hip width apart. We'll roll the shoulders back and down and let the arms rest alongside the body. Lifting the toes, spreading them wide and lowering them down to the mat, creating one end of our bridge. Pressing the shoulders back and down into the other end of the bridge. With your next inhale, scoop the pelvis, Lifting the hips high, rolling the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Vision stays toward the ceiling. And as you come to your exhale, rolling the spine down. Knees stay parallel to each other. Inhale, scoop and lift. Pressing the hips high. Exhale, gently lowering one vertebrae at a time. Rolling it back out. Inhale, scoop and lift. You can continue coming up and down, or if you would like to hold here, please go ahead and do that. If you're holding, think about the knees parallel to each other, pushing into the feet, pushing back onto the shoulders gently. You can stay here, or you can interlace the fingers, pressing the palms together underneath the back, and then roll the shoulders under, extending the arms if it feels okay for your elbows, or keeping the elbows bent. Can also use a strap here instead of interlacing the fingers by holding the strap on each end of the strap with the hands. Breathing into the heart, pressing into the feet, lifting high through the hips, strengthening the back of the body as we open the front of the body. Releasing the hands, we'll roll the shoulders out and roll the spine down. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, tuck the pelvis, pressing the low back into the mat. Belly draws down toward the back. Inhale, release, gently arching. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. And let the breath go. Let's bring the knees over the torso, hugging them into Apanasana. Lengthening through the neck. Breathing into the low belly. And from here, you can either roll to your side, pressing up with your hands, or slip the hands behind the knees, kick the feet over the head, and gently rock up. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees. Do a little work with Sunbird today, and then we'll move into our full moon salutation. So that works a lot on our lower body, so we'll do a little bit with our upper body here with the Sunbird. Bringing the hands under the shoulders. Knees under the hips, head extends out. Softening the elbows, belly muscles draw up toward the back. Take a breath in and out. With your next inhaling breath, let's reach the right leg out behind us. And as we exhale, tuck the elbows toward the ribs as we lower the chest toward the mat, just as far as feels okay. Inhale, lifting the chest by straightening the arms without locking the elbows. Exhale, round the spine, drawing the knee in toward the chest. Inhale, reach back with the leg. Exhale, tuck the elbows, lower the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Do 2 more following your breath. And then we'll lower that right knee down, kind of rock the hips side to side for a moment. And we'll come back to the center and work with the left side, softening those elbows, head extends out. Tuck the shoulders back and down, belly muscles draw up toward the back. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, reach the left leg back. Exhale, tuck the elbows, lower the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. 2 more following your breath. And with your exhale, bring the knee back to the mat. Rock those hips side to side. Let's come down onto our forearms, resting those wrists a little. We'll walk the arms out a little more, coming into reclined puppy. Letting the chin or forehead come to the mat. Seeing if you can release the chest muscles, letting the shoulder blades roll back toward each other, opening the heart. And we'll walk our hands back underneath the shoulders, coming back to table pose. Tuck the toes under, sitting back onto the heels or in a kneeling position, leaning back or keeping the hands down. Just stretching the bottom of the feet for a moment and popping my knees. And then we'll gently come into a forward fold. If you'd like a block under your hands, please add that. Knees soften. Spreading the toes wide. Release the back of the neck. If it feels okay, lift the hips a little higher, lengthening the back of the legs without locking the knees. Surrender just a little more if that feels okay. And we'll soften the knees. Inhale the arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's work with eagle pose. Actually, no, let's do the full moon salutations first, and then we'll do eagle pose. This full moon energy is about giving us power to kind of move forward, and so I think the eagle pose is a nice way to help us take flight. But let's do the full moon salutations first, and then we'll do that. So we'll come to the center of our mat horizontally, and find our strong mountain pose, pushing the feet into the mat, lifting the spine tall. Shoulders back and down. Belly strong, knees soft. Lifting those toes, spreading them wide as we root into the earth. Lengthening up to the crown of our head. Just feeling that strength within ourselves. Rooted and grounded into the earth through the legs. Reaching up toward the sky. Sun and moon energy. Bringing our hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's inhale our arms up over our heads, interlacing the fingers with the pointer fingers pointing up. Exhale, reaching to the left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, we're going to take a wide step with the left foot out, cactus arms, and then dropping the hips, feet come to point at an angle as we come into goddess pose. Sorry, totally lost the word there for a second. We're going to inhale, straightening the arms and legs, coming into star pose. Let's lift the right heel, dropping it back so that our hips turn toward the left front end of the mat. Left foot points toward the short end of the mat. Deep breath in as we lift our hearts. Exhale, press the right hip out to the side and reach the left arm out, coming into Trikonasana triangle pose. Left hand to the leg, wherever feels comfortable. Right arm up to the sky or hand to the low back. Take a breath here. Turning to look toward the leg, we'll bring the forearm to the thigh as we bend that right leg. Sorry, that's the left leg. And we're going to take our right arm, sweep it down and forward, reaching it out in front of us, lengthening from the pinky to the heel. Extended angle pose. Nice long neck. We'll bring the right hand to the mat, or if you'd like a block under your hand, please add that. I forgot to grab my blocks this morning, so I'm not modeling that. And then the left hand on the outside of the left foot. We'll walk the foot gently out to the side. Come up to the toes of the right foot and drop into a low lunge. You can bring the knee to the mat or leave it in the air. If it feels okay, you could bring that left hand now on the inside of the foot, coming into lizard. Could stay on the hands or come onto forearms. Coming back to the hands, we're going to turn to face the long end of the mat. So we'll be balanced on the toes of the left foot and the heel of the right foot in a side lunge, coming down just as far as feels okay for your knees. With your next inhale, we'll come to the center and switch sides, balancing in that low lunge on the right foot, left heel. Planting that right heel down, we'll turn the foot to face the short end of the mat, bringing the hands on the inside of the right foot, coming onto the toes of the left foot, dropping into lizard. Knee can be up or down, depending on what feels right for your body today. Bringing the hands back to the mat. Hands on either side of the leg into low lunge. Nice long spine. Sometimes our head wants to drop there, so let's lengthen that neck. We're going to bring that left foot in just a little and plant the heel down. Bring the right elbow or forearm onto the right leg and sweep the left arm forward, coming into side angle, extended side angle pose. With your next inhale, we're going to straighten the right leg and lift into Trikonasana. We're going to be a little higher than we would be if we had reached into it like we did on the other side. That's okay. And with your next inhale, come back to star pose, reaching out through the fingertips, lengthening through the spine. We'll lift our heels and bring them in gently. And as you come to your next exhale, we'll drop into goddess pose. With your next inhale, we'll step the right foot toward the left, bring the arms together over the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. And take a breath in and out here. Inhale, lifting the arms over the head. Interlace the fingers, pointer fingers are pointing up. Exhale, reaching side bend to the right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, step the right leg out to a wide leg stance and come into goddess pose. With your next inhale, straighten the legs, extend the arms out, star pose. We'll lift the left heel, turn that leg or that heel back to a 45-degree angle, pointing up toward the front right of the mat. Left foot points toward the short, nope, that's the right foot points toward the short end of the mat. Deep breath in, rooting through our feet. And as we exhale, left hip presses back, right arm reaches out across the room, dropping into Trikonasana. Left arm can float up out of the shoulder or onto the low back, whatever feels right for your shoulders today. Softening through the hamstrings of the right leg, lengthening through the spine. Turning our vision to face the right foot, we'll bend the right knee, forearm to the thigh. We're going to sweep the left arm down and reach it out toward the short end of the mat, extended side angle. Pinky is down, reaching from the pinky through the left heel. Then we'll turn to face the mat, bringing the hands down onto the mat for blocks. Coming onto the toes of the left foot as we drop into a low lunge. Knee can be on the floor or in the air. Pressing actively into that right foot. Bring the right arm on the inside of the right foot and walk the right foot out to the side a little bit if that feels okay. Stay here or lower into lizard. Back knee can be up or down. Coming back onto the hands, we will turn to face the long end of the mat, coming into side lunge. Going just as far as feels okay for your knees today. And then we'll shift back to the middle and across to the left, switching the lunge. We'll turn to face the left end of our mat, bringing that right foot out to the side a little bit. Coming down into lizard, if that feels okay. Right knee up or down. Coming back onto the hands, bringing the left hand on the outside of the left foot, low lunge. Right knee can be up or down. Pushing into that left foot, rooting down. We'll bring the right foot in gently and plant the heel, bringing the left elbow or forearm onto the left knee, and then sweeping that right arm forward toward the short end of the mat, reaching from the pinky to the heel. With your next inhale, sweep your right arm back and up, coming into Trikonasana as we lengthen the left leg. And then with your next inhale, extending out into star pose, softening those shoulders. We'll drop our heels to the inside, and with our next exhale, we'll come into goddess pose. Shoulders are back, heart is lifted. And with the next inhale, step the left foot to the right, palms together over the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. And you can float the hands down. And we'll just stand here for a moment in our mountain pose, feeling all of that full moon energy coursing through us. The strength and solace it offers. And we'll work, as I said, with eagle for a moment, considering how we would like to manifest that energy into the world. So finding our balance on both feet. Get a drink as well. Spine tall, shoulders back and down. Belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Shifting our weight to the left leg, finding a focus spot for our gaze. We'll come up to the big toe of the right foot. Hinging at the hips and the left knee. Hands can be at the hips or out to the side. Stay here or lift the right leg, crossing it over the left. Foot in the air, on the floor, or wrapped around the calf. Shoulder blades tuck down the back. Stay here or add those eagle arms right over the left, wrapping the left hand around the right wrist or having the hands back to back. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Bend a little deeper if it feels okay for your knee, keeping your knee back away from the toes, kind of dropping those hips down behind you instead. And we'll unwrap the arms and leg. Shake out that left leg. Finding our balance on both feet again. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Shifting the weight to the right leg, finding a focus spot for our gaze. Coming up to the big toe of the left foot, belly muscles draw back. Hinging at the hips and with the right knee. Hands can be at the hips or out to the side. We'll lift the left leg, crossing it over the right, foot in the air, on the floor, or wrapping around the calf. Stay here, or if it feels okay, left arm crosses over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, gently squeezing the arms and leg together. And if it feels okay, sitting back with those hips a little more. Again, not letting the knee go over the toes. And gently unwrapping, shaking out the arms and legs. Let's bring our legs nice and wide. Inhale the arms up over the head. And exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us. Floating the hands down under the shoulders onto the floor or block. Bending the knees, letting the head and chest drop down, lengthening through the low back. If you find your spine is rounding, just lift the chin gently away from the chest. Rooting into the feet. As it feels okay, lift the sitting bones up behind you, lengthening the legs without locking the knees. Let's walk the hands over toward the right leg. Hands on the floor, block or leg, turning the torso to face the leg, extending down, lengthening the spine. Right foot pushes into the mat as the right hip lifts up high. And back to the center, and across to the left. Hands on the floor, block or leg, turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthening down over the leg. Rooting into the left foot as the left hip reaches up toward the sky. And back to the center. We'll walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. Dropping the knees, coming into Malasana squat. No, dropping the hips, not the knees. Can do a high Malasana or add that block behind the heels in the center, lowering the hips onto that. Or if it feels okay for your knees, lowering the hips down toward the heels or coming all the way to the floor. Lengthening through the spine. Noticing where you can let go. And then gently lowering the rest of the way down. If you haven't already, we'll bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana. Hands at the ankles or toes. Gently press the feet together, engaging those inner groin muscles. And as you exhale, soften, engaging the outer hips, opening as far as feels okay. And then softening and just letting them be. Lengthen the spine, shoulders are back and down. You can stay here or with your exhale, leading with the heart, gently tilting the pelvis forward, extending the spine out over the feet. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. We'll bring the hands on the outside of the knees, bring them together, and give a little hug, rounding the spine, dropping the chin. And then coming back to cross-legged for a moment. Sending the spine up tall. Shoulders back and down. With your next inhale, reach to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Tuck the right shoulder back and down as you breathe into the left side of the neck. Soften through the hips as you lift the heart. If it feels okay, you could bring the left arm across the low back, dropping that left shoulder a little more. You could also extend the right arm out to the side, bending the elbow and resting the hand on the left side of the head. Lifting with the inhale, softening with the exhale. Letting go of whatever might be stuck in the neck, worries or tension. With your next inhale, we'll release the right arm. Exhale, release the left arm. Inhaling the head back to the center. Exhale, drop the left ear over the left shoulder. Tuck the left shoulder back and down, lifting the heart, softening through the hips. Breathing into the right side of the neck. And if it feels okay, bringing that right arm across the low back. Extending the left arm out to the side, bending the elbow and bringing the right hand to rest on the side of the head. Nope, that's the left hand to rest on the right side of the head. Heart stays lifted, softening through the neck with each breath, gently letting go. With your next inhale, release the left arm. Exhale, release the right arm. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, turn your chin over your right shoulder. Hold and breathe. Shoulders are back and down, heart is lifted. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, turn the chin over the left shoulder. Hold and breathe, lifting the heart, softening the shoulders. And with your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's bend the knees in front of us, coming to the center of the mat. As we slow down, you may want to cover up a little. Just seems to get cooler. I've got my jacket over here. And when you're ready, rounding the spine, rolling back. We'll bend the knees and lift the feet up over the head, or toward the sky, sorry. Got a little overexcited there. Rocking the hands or block underneath the hips. Lengthen through the neck. Breathe into the belly. Ankles and knees are soft. Notice what's happening with your shoulders. If there's any tension, gently let it soften and release. And we'll gently bend the knees, rock the hands or block out from underneath the hips. Hugging the knees in toward the chest. You could rock a little from side to side, massaging the low back. Or if it feels okay, you could bring the knees in and out, making small circles with the low back. And if you're making circles, you can reverse those. We'll come back to the center, extend the arms out, palms facing down. If you'd like one last twist, knees together, we'll drop the knees to the right, vision to the left. Soften through the spine. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center, dropping to the left, vision to the right. Releasing through the spine. With your next inhale, come back to the center, lowering the feet down. You can walk the feet out to the edges of the mat and rest your knees together. Or if it feels okay for your low back, you can extend the legs out into Shavasana. And if you would like a bolster under your knees or blanket, please do that. I also encourage you to cover up a little bit here if you haven't already. Arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up, shoulders tucked under. If your legs are extended, having them about hip width apart. Relax the forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. If you would like to receive Reiki during this Shavasana practice, open yourself to receive it now. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Allow each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace, and calm. Allow each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Let the breath bring you back to your heart center. Reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are. in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, gently roll to your side and rest there for a moment. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace for our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and taking time for yourself.